Hey, what's up, guys? This is Mr. Blue coming at you guys with Marvel Rivals. Today, we're going to be talking about Penny Parker, which is one of my favorite characters to play with in the game because she has many different abilities that allow you to adapt to whatever position you're in. So let's just get straight into it. So Penny Parker is basically was bitten by a radioactive spider, um, which she basically has a psychic link who lives inside of her father's robot. She is from New York. I thought that I should give you a little bit of background information basically about her. But let's get into Penny Parker's stats, which is basically why we're here. So Penny Parker basically has a health of 650 HP. Her difficulty out of 5 bars is a 4, so she is pretty difficult to use. When it comes to Penny Parker abilities, she basically has a basic attack, which is a cyber web cluster. She also has a cyber web snare, a bionic spider nest, arachnomines, cyber bond, a passive wall crawl, the ultimate spider sweeper, and basically a team up with Venom, which basically, it's like the Venom is basically in her armor, basically how you see it on my screen right now. But let's just talk about the first ability. So the first ability, which is basically a basic attack, is just the cyber web cluster. So Penny shoots a projectile that deals in moderate damage with a small radiant blast. But what it lacks in pure damage, it makes up for with basically infinite ammo. This is why I love her. You'll be able to always shoot ammo without ever needing to reload, and that is crucial. Okay, so Penny's second ability is a cyber web snare, which Penny launches a bundle of weapons. It's basically a slow moving projectile that briefly immobilizes enemy hits or creates a cyber web that basically hits the environment. So standing on the cyber web will give you a speed boost and heal you up if you're injured. And so basically, you'll send out this little machine. It's basically with L1 if you're playing on PlayStation. And a machine will pop up, it'll spread out a whole bunch of webs. And while you're standing on the webs, just like I'm doing right now on the screen, your health will go up. I love this. Basically, when I'm on teams and we're trying to hunker down to get to like the next position, this ability is great for you and whoever's playing with you. Okay, so Penny's third ability is basically a bionic spider nest. So Penny creates a spider nest near her, which will cover the area around it with basically cyber webs, and it will periodically spawn like spider drones. These spider drones will chase down enemies and explode near them, dealing damage if they're basically close enough. The spider nest can be destroyed, so try to place it in somewhere where it's out of sight. So Penny's fourth ability is arachnomines. So she shoots out arachnomines that sticks to the surface. It hits arming itself after a couple seconds. If an enemy gets close enough, the arachnomines will detonate, dealing significant damage. Penny can hold up to four charges of arachnomines, and if more than four are placed on a map, the oldest arachnomine basically will be destroyed. She also have a passive wall crawl, which Penny can climb near walls around her to gain better vantage points and escape from basically less mobile characters. Okay, so Penny's sixth ability, which is basically a special power of her. It's called the Ultimate Spider Sweeper. So Penny boosts SPDR powers, granting her a massive health and movement speed boost for basically the duration. While the Spider Sweeper is active, Penny has basically access to a powerful melee attack that knocks enemies into the air. And it basically leaves a trail of cyber webs behind her. It spawns spider drones around her that can rapidly deploy up to 7 arachnomines. So that's a lot of damage. So Penny's last and seventh ability is basically a team up with Venom. And the name of this is called Armor Expulsion. So Venom gives Penny part of his symbiote, basically enhancing her abilities. Penny can activate this team up to surround herself in a ball of spike that will give her a significant damage reduction. This will also knock back and damage any enemy that gets close to her. So it's a really good ability. And the way you can see if it's active, if you look on my screen, you see that the symbiote is basically in the machine. And all you basically have to do is press triangle if you're playing on the PlayStation 5 to activate the ability. So, how do I use Pennywise? So, what I'm basically going to do is I love her basic attack, which is her cyber web cluster. It shoots out a projectile that basically has infinite ammo, so it's always going to put pressure on the enemy. Now, while you're shooting that ammo, you're going to want to shoot out that web cluster. It's basically a cyber snare, which she launches a slow moving projectile and it basically immobilizes the enemy. So you're able to get free hits in. So while you're doing that, you're also going to want to set out the arachno mines. So the mines, you'll get to set up 4 at a time. And what you will do is, if you're, depending on what type of game that you're playing, so if you're trying to take over a particular spot, you're going to want to set the arachno mines around there, basically giving your team enough time to basically win the objective. You understand? It's just basically what type of game you're playing, basically how you would use it. And so that's basically the three most important. The next move that I like is basically the, it's not a cyber bond, but it's basically the bionic spider nest, which is basically when he shoots out a nest and the drone will send out a whole bunch of webs around the area. And when you stand on it, you'll continuously gain health while it's sending out spider mines to basically blow up on enemies. So while you're putting a lot of pressure, also giving your teammates basically help by healing them, you're basically putting a lot of pressure on the other team. I've seen it where I've single-handedly basically helped my whole team basically win the objective. All right, guys, this is basically going to be the end of the video. If you like the content, please subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.